running to qualify for Worlds. What were your games like today? Tell me about how it's played out so far.
Both of the games I played were against something that wasn't what you would consider meta, just different stuff.
Anti-meta or just like out left field kind of?
I played a straight up Kobold guy, the first one.
Oh,
Kobold with helmet.
Was it the Kobold guy from Nationals? There's a Kobold guy in Nationals.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he went to Nationals.
He had some like complex facial hair going on.
No, this is Michael Lee. He beat me. It was legit. From SoCal, he did a good job.
Cool. Good on him. I always love to see these like corner case teams that show up that you weren't expecting it. And, the game is deeper than we ever can really get on our own.
Actually, I respect what he was playing. He was playing, I think he had 3 or 4 dragons. Crazy, right?
Are we like for
D&D dragons?
D&D dragons.
Green, blue, and red.
Was he breath weaponing? No,
we never got there.
It was
just kobolds. He beat me with kobolds. My rolls were terrible.
Venom can't stop kobolds. Oh, I mean, yeah, bad rolls will shut you out of the game.
Not to take anything away from him.
Oh,
it was a good game, but I hate when people are like, "Oh, my rolls were bad." My rolls were bad.
Yeah, and my rolls are bad. But I played against the best player in the world. I was going to lose anyway. Like that's part of it too sometimes. Yeah. So, what was the other team like that you played against?
The other team was kind of a Nova.
Okay.
He had pretty bad rolls too. I mean, sometimes it comes to rolls. It's a dice game.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dice game, but there's no bad draws because we don't draw cards.
Buying Iron Man, and his plan was Iron Man, putting the damage into Nova, but he didn't have any taunts. He had just stuff. But he was playing Cypher too, so I think he was planning on PXGing everything and then just running through with. He had the Iceman Global.
2 Global Words is really good.
So he was going to Nova in and just
clear you out.
Clean house, yeah.
Okay.
But that never ended up happening.
Quite pan out. Yeah. So sometimes the game plan is outside of the limit of where the game goes.
But I will tell you, his strategy was pretty cool. He was using gearing up. You don't see gearing up a lot of times.
I used to use gearing up a lot.
Well, he uses the globals to get gearing up for cheap.
Oh, so he's like 1,000 Dragon.
He's 3-buying the.
Okay.
He's 3-buying into the gearing up, and like everything else, you can kind of stack gearing up so you can prepare your prep area if you have an empty bag. So I mean, it was pretty clever how he was doing that.
I'm a big gearing up. Like in the beginning, I liked it way too much, and then O'Reilly comes out, and that kind of replaced it, I think. But that was one of my I love drawing cards into the game, so I of course then love rolling dice in this game. Professor X gearing up, I don't care. Like let me roll those dice.
It's just snazzy seeing someone play gearing up because that's old school. Any AVX non-Serena, what I consider old school.
I heard a complaint from a player early on. And they're like, why isn't this like a Batman thing? Like, it's a Marvel set. Could you give us a break? But yeah, no. There's so many characters who thematically could gearing up, so it's only fitting it's a basic action die, so everyone can use it. Yeah, they're going to be very interested to see what comes out of this week because the more people I talk to and the more teams I look at, the more different it is. Like, much more diverse than I think we anticipated, and that's awesome.
Well, it sounds like all the 2-0s are some form of Jinzo or something. It seems like that's what's kind of going on.
Well, Nick Pham just lost with using a Jinzo team. He lost to Johnny Storm and Zarina. So the old stuff. I know it's
the Pilot's Valley, dude. She's pretty good. So
yeah, no, she is good. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but I mean, Nick's not a slouch, so.
But I'm sure he made a mistake.
No,
he'll tell you the mistakes he made. But
yeah. So I think that's one of the things that it's tough for us to sit here and watch the game and say, oh, that's a mistake, whatever, because those players have earned the ability to get their grip. He's 1-0, so it's not the most prestigious position. But in those later rounds, it's like, oh well, I was managing against something in the future or whatever, and to get in their heads is always really interesting.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so is there a team that you're worried about, but you said maybe I'll take the loss if I run into that?
When we play tested a lot, a buddy of mine, Norvik, and I, we had just massive sessions.
Yeah.
And it's kind of going second.
Okay.
Playing against a full-on Serena rush.
Yeah.
There's ways around it, but if the rolls are on point and yours aren't, what do you do?
And I think that's almost any game.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll take that on the nose then.
But I think that was one of our strategies, and also polying in something.
Yeah.
One of the bigger polys. I mean, I lost it at Nationals to polymorphed in Hulk with Patch right there, and it's like, all right, good game.
Okay, yes.
Here's 20 to the face.
I'm gonna
I
sneak
mean, it
in
is what
20
it is,
damage.
right?
Yeah,
So
but it's I think some of those bigger, expensive combo-y type things are part of what makes it exciting too. That it's not just it's 2 costs. I guess I need to play that one. So.
Well, it was pretty pleasant in my first game because we didn't have Professor. There was no ramping at all except for Resurrection was like our only option. So it's like, okay.
And Swarm?
Well, he had Swarm. I didn't have Swarm.
He had Swarm.
But I made sure that never happened. But, it was still that he had his type of ramp, and I was 4 dice every turn or 5 if I moved over 1,
It's like you stepped in the time machine.
Exactly, which is kind of cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it forces you back to fundamentals in some ways.
Right, and the weird thing is, as much as I'd like to say I playtest, I really didn't playtest that because I felt confident, okay, I can play with 4 dice as long as my opponent's playing with 4 dice.
But
and
he wasn't.
Serena's a trump. Yeah, it kind of ended up not working like that.
Yeah, I think it's really weird that the low-cost characters from like D&D and Yu-Gi-Oh! Are often crowded out by some of the Marvel and DC counterparts, but like you wish I had the space on the team for everybody. Like, oh yeah, I'd play 4 kobolds alongside 4 arenas, but then I'm skipping my spot for the 2 cost and some other energy type, and that's too rough.
Well, the more card options we have, the more you wish. I only have 8 slots.
Yeah,
I would love to play this, but 8. I already have 8, and it's like I'm trying to put together something Justice League, but I really like this mechanic to get me to play this other stuff.
You to play this stuff, or like you're like, oh, I want to build a retaliation team,
yeah,
but I also want to play things to make sure my guys get knocked out,
exactly.
and so on. Yeah, so there's a lot of different trade-offs and dice masters and deck construction and you name it. So I think we're almost ready to start the next round. The pairing should be up pretty soon, so I'm going to let you get going. But it was a pleasure talking with you, Sean.
Anytime,
Take care.
Jimmy.
And good luck.
All right, thanks.